Hey PJC, you can see behind me, the day of destruction has arrived. Baruch Hashem, we are bringing down the house in advance of starting a new Sefer, a new Parsha, Parshas Bamidbar, Sefer Bamidbar. We have reached a incredibly momentous occasion in the history of our shul. The second house of our shul has begun to be destroyed so that we can rebuild, so that we can reach a stage where we're ready to build our shul and start a new book for our shul, a new chapter for our community. Parshas Bamidbar focuses on counting the Jewish people, focusing on trying to figure out how many are there in its entirety. Approximately 603,000 men over the age of 20 are counted in Parshas Bamidbar. Over and over again, they count people. Over and over again, they're counting the numbers of who's who and what's what. And the question really becomes, there's one family that's not counted, and that's the family of Kahas. Why is the family of Kahas from the tribe of Levi not counted? The Torah tells us explicitly they are not counted because they are there to carry the holiest objects forward. They are there, they carry the Aron, they carry the Kalim, they carry the holiest objects of the Mishkan. Whenever the Mishkan was being transported, it was the family of Kahas that carried those objects. They didn't worship with those objects, but they ensured those objects were in the right place, got to the right destination. The work of carrying a community forward is so holy that we don't just look at the family of Kahas as a number. We look at each individual and see the value of each and every individual in the significance of carrying the Kalim forward. You can't look at the family of Kahas and say, oh look, there's 20,000 people on the family of Kahas, there's 10,000, there's 500, there's 150. You can't look at that family and say, look at the whole number. When you're looking at the family, you have to look at each individual and you say, how precious is each individual? Of course, each individual is precious in the entirety of Israel for the entire community. But the family of Kahas, whose job it is to carry the most holy, we turn around and we say, each person in that family, you can't count them. You can't come away with a big number. You have to look at the individual numbers. You have to look at each individual and say, this person has a mission, this person has a purpose, this person's mission is about carrying the community forward. We are blessed today to see a new chapter in our shul, a new moment in our shul, where we are bringing down the house, quite literally. Right, Baruch Hashem, the building, it's such a profound lesson. The building begins with destruction. We are literally bringing down the house, and we have to say, Baruch Hashem, how blessed we are, how fortunate we are to have families, each individual of our community who's there carrying us forward, excuse me, who's there to ensure that the next chapter of our shul, the next book of our shul, will be a rich story, will be a bright story, will be one we are incredibly proud of as our kids and as our community grows. This is a momentous day, beginning Parshas and Sefer Bamidbar, beginning the next chapter of our shul. I leave you with 1 minute to watch the destruction of this house and to enjoy and to revel in this moment for our shul. Shabbat Shalom.